Yeah, it's the most money I've ever spent on a project. Foundation. But this is going to be a high quality little pallet home, so we have to spend some money. We could use railroad ties. I've been trying to find some local, but the closest is about 200 miles away, or 200 kilometers away. And by the time we pick up the railroad ties and there and back and spend the whole day doing it, you might as well buy something that's going to last.
Are your feelings really hurt that you had to buy
My feelings are really hurt. I hate spending this much. I think we spent more on these 6x6s than we spent on the garage last year.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. We're already $740 taxes in for the timbers, but every good project needs a good foundation, so.
This is true.
So I think we're going to cant it just about 20 or 30 degrees this way, and that's how we're going to set this up. We'll level all these both ways, and then we'll get the spacing. Maybe I'll grab a pallet and we'll put two of these together just to show what we're going to do. The view. If you come out this way and you look this way, you want a nice view. You know. So I think what we'll do this time, when we built the first cabin, we had them orientated this way with the 4x4s this way. I don't think that's as strong. I think it's stronger if we bridge the timbers with 4x4s.
Okay.
So I think that's what we're going to do.
That's the plan up until this moment.
It's about 15% of the plan.
Yeah. So, Keith, show everyone where the design is.
So we're building a tiny home. That's our project for this year. It's our biggest build yet, 16 by 16 and possibly a story and a half. We haven't quite decided yet. We only got 15% of a plan, so.
Shed roof or peaked?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll decide that once we get the walls up.
We're open to suggestions.
We're open to suggestions. I like peaked roof. I think that's probably 90% what it's going to be, but we do like the way the cabin looks. So we'll see how it goes. A couple years ago in a garage sale, I got about 30 of these things for $5. I thought I'd use them for shelves, but I haven't used them, so we're going to use them for supports on the corners. Keep these together. Measure over 3 inches. That'll be the center. Put the center right there. 2 1/4.
I'm in.
So 62 1/4 square. These pallets are never square. They're racked. So when we got this corner, this is the first corner. We've got it level, and we've got a square. So as we're putting these across, we'll make sure everything is level to itself. This is going to be the high point or level point, and we'll make sure it's all that way, all the way across.
Okay. So there's a bracket underneath there holding those two 6x6s together,
Yeah.
and then you just pinned this pallet.
Yeah.
Two of them. Okay.
Yeah, I just pinned it on this corner and that corner plumb.
Yep.
And then we'll make it, because we know that this is square.
Yep.
And we checked it square. We racked the pellet over. Over square. I mean, these boards are going to stick out a bit. We'll have to trim and stuff, because you're working with pellets. So. But this will be the base for the floor.
Okay.
Yep. Okay, I gotta get you to go in there and kick it this way.
Okay.
Please.
Yep. That wasn't fiddly, not at all.
Oh, that was awful.
Well, it improved once you started jumping on it and yelling at it. So.
Yeah, when you yell at it, shake it, and curse at it, it gets better.
Yes. And it decides to go level.
That's right. Well, you gotta spend the time now.
Yep.
If you don't get this square and level now, you'll be swearing at it.
It'll come back to bite you later.
Yeah, it certainly will. Nice and level this way. Level this way. Good there. Did pretty good on this one. You're gonna have to. We're gonna have to pin from the side. Yeah, basically all four square sides, and then wherever there's a timber going across, we'll do these bottom boards. And that sort of just attaches it. And then we'll toenail them to each other, sort of.
Right.
Make sure everything is attached to each other. So you want to attach it, toenail it to the timbers, and wherever you can get at it. Like the first ones you can get at all four sides, but the other
lines, yeah, not
other
so much.
lines we're not going to be able to do that. But you could toenail it
To the outside.
You just want to make them flush with your. You just keep checking level, and like we're using 4x4 ones because we've been able to get them. I don't see why you couldn't do this with a regular 2x4 pellet. It'll probably be just as strong. The biggest difference we're doing in this build with the 4x4s is we're bridging the timbers this way. We're putting the 4x4s this way, which I think is stronger. Luke had a good idea. That's what he said we should do when we were building, but we'd already had it pretty much done by that point.
Yeah.
That's a good idea to do it this way.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's going to be stronger this way.
Yep.
Because before there was a 4x4 that was kind of floating in the middle. So now all three of these 4x4s are supported on all four ends. So.
True. that a technical move?
What's that?
Is that a technical move?
That's a technical move.
Wow. That's a bit out.
That timber's out quite
This
a bit.
is out. This is, yeah,
Way out.
you can tell. It's this timber.
Gotta fix that.
So now we're only 3/4 of an inch up. Okay.
Day 2 of the floor build. We've got 4 pallets that we got to repair. These 4x4 pallets, so that's what we're going to do first, and then we'll put the beam in, do another row, and then we'll have to start cutting some pallets to finish the last row. And, our goal today is to finish the floor totally. And, just a little talk about the floor too. I mean, we're using 4x4 pallets because they're fairly hefty, fairly strong. But I think you could use a 2x4 pallet as well. You know, as long as it's the key is having them all the same height and strong enough to support, because every wall, every perimeter wall is gonna have a timber underneath it for support. You could put them right on the ground as long as you kept them, you know, put a pad under each corner. You could do that. You didn't have. We put gravel down just because that area down there it was sloping, and having the gravel here does a couple things. Gives you good drainage, gives you good foundation, and if you have a perimeter around it, it curtails ticks. Ticks don't like the gravel. They like high grass. They like grass. So that's the reason we're doing it. We're going to have a perimeter of gravel all the way around it, just to help with these things. Now the timbers, we spent a lot of money on the timbers because this is going to be a permanent structure, and we might even live in here in the summertime. We decided to do the timbers, but you could very well use patio blocks, you could very well use railroad ties as well. Railroad ties would have been ideal because they're only, you know, you get a 10-foot railroad tie for $10. But there was nobody close. We'd have to drive for a day to get some, and in the end, it didn't make economic sense. We might have saved $100 by doing that, but these are pretty much permanent for us. So that's why we did this.
What happened to the old saw?
Well, the old saw got, after 1,000 some pellets, it stripped inside. So
What make was the old one, Makita?
yeah, it was a Makita. It did pretty good. I mean, 4 years of cutting.
Yeah.
It did, you know, we cut a lot of pellets apart, but
Oh well. This is Milwaukee, so we'll give them a shot. Yeah.
these ones are longer. Is just to keep all these in place so they don't shift.
While we're working on it.
Yeah,
Okay.
they don't really give much strength. Once all these are screwed down to the timbers, that's where the strength will come from. Well, we need a board of certain thickness. These are 48 inches long. We don't have any 48 inches ones left, so we're just going to double them up so they're the right thickness, because you want the floor to be all even with each other. And with too wide a board, then it kicks up. So we're going to use 2 for each and just cut the ends off. Make use of the materials.
Yep. Use what you got.
I wish I had 4 more of these
4x4s.
4x4 pellets.
But we don't.
We don't.
What do we have?
Have these. We use these ones with the crappy boards on, We've got to cut them down anyways.
Right.
Let's see how miserable my life is.
What would you like?
One of the metal brackets, do you have one?
No, I'll go get one.
Here's that one. This is what we're going to do. See this board here?
Mm-hmm.
So we cut it off here. At least we'll have some support here. We don't have to build a pallet. We just got to cut it off.
Oh, nice. That simplifies things.
Yes. Just about the same height too. You might have to take these boards curl up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Might have to, when we're putting the plywood down.
Might have to plane it down a little.
Might have to plane it down a bit, but
Wow.
we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes.
Well, that's something. And these are the... Where did these pallets come from?
So the Rama. And they're a nice pallet. They got a nice board on them. Well, I guess we'll get another pallet. We're gonna have to, we'll cut it this way and build another one. We'll have to move a 2x4 over.
Mm-hmm. To get the IKEA kit, or?
Yes, that's the Allen wrench part.
Yep.
Cut this one off flush here, and then we'll cut it right down here, and just put another 2x4 in. That's the simplest part.
Sounds good. Like a mitt.
Like a Let's do a measurement here.
Okay, and then we'll pin them.
Then we can see what depress ourselves.
Well, last time we measured it was squares.
Yeah.